my name is Christina, and today I'm going to be doing a Parent 2 video series on read alouds. First, I'm going to focus on reviewing the importance of read alouds, and then I'm going to take you through the steps on how to do a read aloud with your child and kind of adapt it in any type of setting. So the first thing I want to kind of review is the stigma that surrounds deaf and hard of hearing children in regards to literacy and reading. Some assume that because they're deaf and hard of hearing, that they're only going to obtain a 4th grade reading level. However, the truth is that 44 million Americans at the age of 16 and older are at the lowest reading level. So then my question is, are you the kind of parent who advocates for your child? Are you interested in how you can be involved in your child's education? If you've answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to stay tuned in to this video. First off, let's talk about some of the benefits to read alouds. The very first benefit is parental involvement. We all know that parental involvement is imperative in a child's education, and research indicates that parental involvement has been shown to relate positively to better parental communication exchanges with their children, more advanced language outcomes in kindergarten age children, and later educational development. Now, the second benefit to read alouds is parental teaching opportunity. Parental teaching activities, in hand with collaboration with professionals in the field, can ensure that a deaf child reaps the most from their learning experience. Learning does not only happen in the classroom, therefore it's relevant for both parents and professionals to communicate adequately and set realistic goals through observation of both home and school settings. The third benefit is joint attention. Joint attention is not only vital to pragmatics or phonological awareness, but also to a child's vocabulary development. Joint attention creates the opportunity for your child to learn your behaviors while reading, good behaviors. Read aloud to children stimulates their imagination and emotions. It enriches their vocabularies and understanding of sophisticated language patterns. It makes difficult text understandable. It models the fact that different genres are read differently. It supports independent reading and can encourage a lifelong enjoyment of reading. Thus, it is evident that a deaf child's language, whether spoken or signed, is dependent upon the amount of support they receive from them closest to them. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, how can I manage to do all of this? Perhaps you're a full-time working parent and are always on the go. If that's you, then I am here to help guide you on ways to improve their literacy skills, such as vocabulary or comprehension, through read alouds. So with that being said, you do not have to be dismayed. Read alouds are simple, yet effective, and can be done within the comfort of your home. Okay, so the first step to read alouds is book selection. Think about your child in regards to selecting a book. What interests them? You want this to be an activity that is enjoyable. Do not turn it into a lesson plan. You have to have fun with it. Role playing. Second step is outlining the goals for your child. You may want to inquire the teacher about the areas your child could use more practice on while reading. When you read aloud with your child, focus the reading of the book around building that specific skill. So if your child needs help in several areas, do not try to attack them all at once. Just choose one and focus on that. For instance, if your child is struggling with reading comprehension, here's a few things you could do. Focus on asking open-ended questions. So at the beginning, help activate and build background knowledge by predicting and inferring. You could say, I think this book is going to be about, and then ask your child the same question. During the reading, you can continue to facilitate comprehension by connecting to one's knowledge by saying, this reminds me of, and have the child share what they wonder or visualize. After the reading, help your child in finding the main idea. Now, this is imperative for a child to be able to think, what is the most important thing about this book? And you could ask them to summarize the story in less than 10 words. With these specific targeted questions, you can improve your child's literacy and comprehension while reading aloud. Now, the third step and last step is to relax and enjoy at least 15 minutes of your day reading with your child. This can be incorporated before dinner or bedtime, and if you fear that you're going to forget like a specific time, commit to a time slot during your day that you can read with your child. Perhaps you can even make it a special moment and create a book listening space where your child will have a special chair just for reading. Now, here are a few creative ways on how to adapt read-alouds. First off, at home, you could give your child a puppet to hold during the story and let him perform parts of the book on his own. You could also give your child cards to hold up during key passages. So, for example, every time the bad wolf is mentioned, you could tell your child to hold a picture, or every time you say respiratory system, your child could hold up a picture of the lungs. You could also play a really exciting game of read aloud bingo, in which your child will cross off words or phrases that he or she hears. Now, on the go, you could be creative as well. So, for instance, if you're going to be at a doctor's office, you can kind of, bring along a book, and as you're reading aloud, you can choose a theme book. So, what do doctors do? If you're planning a vacation, you could select books related to your vacation destination. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, is it really important? Will my child really improve your language skills with read-alouds? And the answer is yes, yes, and yes. Quick review of the research regarding read-alouds. Read aloud is widely recognized as the single most important activity leading to literacy acquisition. Among other things, read alouds build word sound awareness in children, a potent predictor of their reading success. So, children who fall seriously behind in the growth of critical early reading skills have fewer opportunities to practice reading. Evidence suggests that these lost practice opportunities make it extremely difficult for children who remain poor readers during the first 3 years of elementary school to ever acquire average levels of reading fluency. So read alouds to young children is not only one of the best activities to stimulate language and cognitive skills, it also builds motivation, curiosity, and memory. Reading aloud stimulates language development even before a child can talk. So research shows that the more words parents use and speak into an 8-month-old infant, the greater the size of the child's vocabulary at age 3. So as you can see, read-alouds are imperative and can be one of the greatest activities a parent could practice with their child. Sometimes reading the same books can build fluency, as repetition is key for a child. However, try reading books your child has not read, because it also activates your child's imagination and allows for them to build the comprehension and critical thinking skills they will need later on in life. Most importantly, memories will be built, and your child will have an even brighter future. Your child will be able to defy the statistics that surround deaf and hard of hearing children as only being able to obtain a 4th grade reading level, and it will all be because you took 15 minutes of your day to make it possible.